Give it to me like.
I am Princess Promise, your relationship coach. I'm here to add up to the discussion we had last time concerning the reasons you look out to before you venture into marriage, before calling him my husband or her my wife. This is strictly for young ladies, singles, ladies and gentlemen, guys, babes. As you all know, I am here to add up to our last discussion, which is very, very vital. It is an essential factor. You don't just venture into marriages without knowing these things, which I am enlightening you on now. One, we are going to be adding to the previous ones we've talked today. Don't get married because your parents want you to. It is a very wrong reason to do that. The second reasons we are going to be looking at today, to add up to the previous ones we've had, is don't get married due to peer pressure. Then now we are going to the first reason, which is don't get married because your parents want you to. My dear single ladies and gentlemen, don't get married because your parents want to. Yes, it is good to get married to someone that will be loved by your parents, someone that will be loved by your family, someone that will be loved by your siblings, someone that will be loved by your friends. It is very, very acceptable. It is unacceptable to get married to someone who will be at loggerhead with your family. No. Get married to someone who is friendly, who is jovial, who is all your family's person. But don't get married to your parents' choices. Don't get married to your mother's choice. Don't get married to your father's choice. Don't get married when they go and sought for the lady or the guy for you. Get married because you sorted her or him out for them. You'll be the one to go and get your husband. You'll be the one to go and get your wife. You come and introduce your family. It is a perfect one. Don't get married because your mother saw a wife somewhere. Your mother saw a wife in her friend's house, or your father saw a wife or a husband in his friend's house. My dear, if you do that, you might be digging your own grave by yourself. Either you send someone to an untimely grave, or the person sends you to one. That is how it goes. You don't get married because they want you. And my mother said the girl is very good. My mother said she's industrious. My mother said she can do this. My father said she is calm. My father said she knows how to cook. Your father and your mother are not the ones to stay or live with this person. You as an individual will be the one to live with your husband or your wife. Know this and know peace. Get married because you love the woman. Get married because you cherish the woman. Get married because you are the one that have seen the potential and the qualities in her. Not your parents doing it for you. Because when your parents do it for you, you will find out that you are getting married to a total stranger. There won't be any friendship. There won't be relationship between the both of you. You're getting married to someone who is a total stranger in your life. And that is where a man starts sleeping out. That is where a married man starts behaving totally like a single guy. And that is where a married woman starts cheating, starts sleeping outside, starts collecting money from another man to come and do things in your home. My dear brothers and sisters, this is to awaken you, because I know that you might be saying in this 21st century, yes, so many people are doing it. You will not just know. That is because you're sitting down in your own space. If you can go out and see what is happening in homes, if you can go out and hear of the story, I know so many people that call me, I know so many things I treat, and so many counselings I do concerning this very issue, this very matter I am talking about now. People are still suffering it. People are still the victim to these very circumstances I am talking about now. And then that leads me to the second point, which is don't get married because of peer pressure. Don't get married due to peer pressure. Don't get married because your classmates are getting married. Don't get married because your childhood friends are getting married. Don't get married because everyone around you, maybe your younger siblings, are getting married, and then when you meet with your classmate, hello, it's been a long time, how are you now, how is your family, how is your husband, how are your children, how many kids do you have now? I have 3, I have 2, I have 1, I just got married. No, my dear, it doesn't work that way. As our faces are, so are the graces we carry. Grace differs. Sometimes they got married early in marriage is not the ultimate. Being early in marriage is not the ultimate. Marriage is not an achievement. Know this and know peace. You might still be single and alive. So many of them are married and they are dying, just like Osinachi, just like the woman that went to hunt after her husband and lost her life. If she was still single, she would be with her parents. It is good to get married, yes, but don't do it out of pressure. When you are being pressurized, you see that you fall into the wrong hands. Due to pressure, you're seeing a man that is beating you on a daily. But because you're pressurized, because you want to marry, because you want to impress people around you, you still go into that marriage. Do you think he will change? What you don't change in relationship, you cannot change in marriage. That is why it is good, I advise people, go into courtship before you get married. Don't just meet someone last week and you want to get married now because you met him in the church. See, my dear sisters and brothers, someone can stoop low, someone can do nonsense, someone can do everything just to win your love, just to win you over. Someone, because you're a born again sister, he likes you, he wants you, you don't want him because you see him as a wayward guy. You see him as a guy that is every woman's target. You see him as a guy that is underpants and underskirts. Now you say, I won't get married outside my church, I will not get married to a worldly man, I want to get married to a godly man. Yes, my sister, he will be godly for you. It is not only ladies that pretend. Guys also pretend to get what they want. You will go to your church the next Sunday, you find him as the number 1 person. He's even seated on the front row just for you. He can do this for every other day, for the duration of time, until he sees you calm down to his level. And then when he gets married to you, he falls back. Because that thing, he did not do it because he was repentant. He didn't do it because he found Jesus. He did it just to please you. He did it to lure you. He did it to take you. Likewise, a woman too. She can do everything. She'll be doing your laundry. She'll be cooking. She'll be answerable to your family. She'll, what do you want to? She will be on all neighbors' lips. Hey, you see that girl now? That girl with that brother just carrying now. Child, I never see, I seen they carry girls. This one might be the highest. The girl good. She dey greet. She dey even sweep reach my house. She dey wash car before you wake up. She dey do this one. She dey do that one. My dear, shine your eyes. It's a lie. It doesn't work that way. She is doing it just to be called Mrs. Immediately, you take her out. And because she's seeing that age is not on her side, she's seeing that because all her friends are married, her age mates are married, her classmates are married, she will do everything. She will even lie down for you to work on her. Immediately you take her in. She has gotten what she wants. My dear, you're on your own. It does not concern her. And that is when you will say she's rebellious. You will say, this is not the woman I saw. You will say, this wasn't the man. No, my husband does not club. He repented. He started coming to church. I don't know what is happening to my husband. He was never repented. He was just a church goer. He was going to that church just to win you. Now he's the true definition, the true person he used to be, he has gone back to. And there is nothing that changes. If you are not pressurized, if you calmly and quietly, you will see that you will get married to that person that suits you, the person that understands you. Do you know, hey, my brothers and sisters, that your husband or your wife can be your hobby? Hobby, as in the most favorable thing. What do you like most? What is your best thing? As they say, what is the best food? What's the best thing? What's the best thing that has happened to you? Someone can boldly answer, my husband. Someone can also answer, my wife. There is a kind of relationship you have that your husband cannot, even when he travels for work or something, he can't stay conveniently and comfortably there without you. Sometimes he even gets back, he runs back before the people that traveled or went there with him. The same with your wife. A wife that got married to her friend will not cheat. Let me tell you, know this and know peace. A man that married, even if there is a say that men are polygamous in nature, but it is with a limit and respect. A man that married his wife will not molest his wife, will not embarrass the wife by going out, sleeping with everything he sees. Like my second son will say, because of the relationship they play, when you play with your husband, a husband should be someone that trusts you, someone that you can even go to kafanchan. He knows that you cannot do anything. A wife too should be someone who would trust you with everything, even if when she hears it, say, you said my husband, no problem, I've heard, thank you, don't tell me again, my husband can't do that, you didn't say my husband. Even if you want to ask, when it comes to, hey, oh boy, now why you dey do? Now the one way you do now be this. There is a way you handle it. Even when he wants to do stuff, he can't be able to do it. I know it might be seeming, does he know what? No, this is just the truth. This is just the truth. If we ask like this, you will see that marriage is not a hard thing. The way we see it, marriage is not that hard. Marriage isn't hard at all. My second son will always say, Mommy, when I'll be 20 years, I will get married to a woman like you that will be treating me the way you're treating daddy, that will be cooking good food for me the way you used to cook for daddy. Yes. I used to tell them my mommy can cook. My mommy knows how to prepare sumptuous meals. My dear, if he did not see it like that in our home, he will not be aspiring. Do you know how old this child we're talking about is? He is just 8 years old. And he's already looking at to get married because of the things he sees in our home. Make your home peaceful. Make your home what your children will wish for in future. Children, you are your children's first role model in everything. Even in marriage, they look up to you. The way you marry your wife, that is the way your son will marry his wife. The way you marry your husband, that is the way your daughter will marry her husband. If you want to cheat in marriage, know that you have a daughter. Even if you don't have a daughter, your son, when he's of age, he knows. Children, they are sharper than the way we feel we are. Your children knows that you're cheating. They knows when you're picking the wrong calls. They just pretend because they are respecting you and because they are sitting under your roof and because they cannot speak out now for themselves. They feel they owe you. Now when they grow up, they transfer it to them. Every woman they see on the street, every woman they see on the road, even the one they see in the churches too, they say they are cheaters. They look at all women as cheats. When you turn your wife into a punching bag, every of your son or your girls, let me just say for your daughters, they see all men as woman beaters. They will hardly have love or time for men because they see them as people who don't have regard for women. And your son feel is a norm to molest, beat, punch, and use women as trash. There is no added value to a woman in their life. Marriage is sweet. Marriage is honorable. Marriage is unique. Marriage is love. There is nothing you cannot do that will just come to you in your marriage. Work it out. You don't tell me now that you don't want peace. You will see it. No, it doesn't work like that. It can't work like that. I want us all to reflect, to have reflections on our marriage. I want us all to look. What is she saying? Is she making sense? Is there sense in this thing she is saying? I want us all to understand. In conclusion, let us understand that a great marriage is not when a perfect couple comes together, but it is when an imperfect couple comes together to enjoy their differences. It is when an imperfect couple comes together to enjoy their differences. Yes, we all have our differences. No one is an icon. No one is 100% perfect. We all have our differences. When we know this, we will know peace. We will know that marriage, hey, the kind of enjoyment that is in marriage, those people that used to tell you, don't get married, marriage is this, marriage is that, for where they are looking for, they didn't see. And because they did not build their marriage to be so. Thank you all for watching, and do well to subscribe. I have a family in you. I love you, and I know you love me. Please, when you subscribe, there is an icon, a bell icon by the side. Do well to click on that icon so that you will get a notification whenever we drop a new video. Thank you, and remain blessed. Subscribe to Prochen's Corner. We love you. Happy Sunday, and please do not forget to like when you subscribe. Like. See you in the next video. Thank you. God bless you.